P&O Orient Lines presents Welcome Aboard, a pictorial visit to the ships of the largest fleet of passenger liners flying the Pacific.
Welcome aboard. I'm Commodore Edgecombe, captain of the Oriana, and your host for this tour of P&O Orient Lines, which operate on routes around the world. This is my ship, Oriana, and I'm mighty proud of her. She is one of 8 fine modern ships our company operates in the Pacific.
She's 804 feet long, 42,000 tons, and has broken every speed record east of Gibraltar.
The other ships we'll see are Canberra.
Revolutionary in design, this 45,000-ton superliner carries more passengers in comfort than any other passenger liner afloat.
The Arcadia.
She is 719 feet long and 91 feet wide.
The Iberia.
She is Arcadia's twin sister.
Chusan.
Built along different lines, but quite similar in interior decor and appointments, is a slightly smaller 24,000 tons.
Differing somewhat in appearance, but not in quality of comfort, service, and amenities, are the 3 O ships, Orsova, Oronsay, and Orcades. All of these 6 ships are about the same size, 28,000 to 30,000 tons.
Fully air-conditioned throughout, they are equipped with stabilizers and cruise at 22.5 knots. They carry between 1,100 and 1,500 passengers in 2 classes, first and tourist.
These, then, are the ships of our fleet, which provide a worldwide service over a variety of routes.
And what a variety of routes they are. Here is our South Pacific service from the west coast to Honolulu, through the storied South Seas to Fiji, on to New Zealand and Australia. Convenient connections with other ships of our fleet provide a round-trip service which will bring you back to the Pacific coast, or if you wish, you may continue on with the same ship through the Suez Canal and Mediterranean to Europe. Ships on the Orient route take you from the west coast to Honolulu and across the North Pacific to Yokohama and Kobe in Japan, Hong Kong, and Manila. Again, you may connect with one of our ships after a short stay in the Orient for the return voyage to the west coast, or you may proceed on to Europe by way of Singapore, Bombay, Suez Canal, and Mediterranean to one of the more attractive ports in southern Europe and on to England. A combination of the South Pacific and Orient service is often made possible by changing ships at Sydney to provide a cruise completely around the Pacific. Our Panama Caribbean service offers an easterly route to Europe from the west coast to sunny Acapulco, through the Panama Canal to Florida, the colorful Caribbean ports of Kingston and Nassau, and across the Atlantic by way of Bermuda to Le Havre and England. Indeed, because of the great variety of routes across the 7 seas, P&O Orient Lines is able to offer a number of unusual and attractive opportunities for circling the globe in either direction.
So that you can get some idea of what traveling these far-flung sea lanes with P&O Orient Lines is like, I want to take you on a tour of these ships and let you meet a few of the people who sail in them.
Located at the very top of the ship's superstructure, the bridge stretches right across the ship. In the center is the enclosed wheelhouse, and on either side an open wing. The wings provide an unobstructed view of the ship fore and aft, a necessity when entering and leaving port and for docking and undocking the ship. The wheelhouse is a quiet, calm, and orderly place and the hub of the ship's operation. It is here that the captain spends much of his time, although contrary to popular notion, he never steers the ship. The steering is done by a quartermaster whose only duty while at the wheel is to keep an eye on the compass and make sure that he keeps the ship on the course set by the captain. The view from the wheelhouse is superb. Most of the P&O Orient Lines captains first saw such a view when they were about the age of this little fellow who's taking his trick at the wheel down in the playroom. And despite the passing of the years, they say they are still fascinated by the vast panorama of sea and sky separated by the thin blue line of the horizon. Just behind the wheelhouse, through a connecting door, is the chart room, where the navigating officers keep track of the ship's position and chart her progress. Not far away is the radio room for ship-to-shore communications, where the radio officers keep a 24-hour watch, picking up navigation information, weather reports, and news of the world. Here, too, are facilities for sending radiograms and setting up ship-to-shore phone calls for passengers.
But the purser is the expert when it comes to passenger amenities, and I'm going to turn you over to him now.
My name is Bannister, and I am the purser of Oriana.
In some respects, the ship is like a floating resort hotel.
And it is my job to purchase the food, the wine, and supplies, and keep all the components running smoothly for the comfort and satisfaction of the passengers.
The purser's bureau is the center of his activities. It might be compared with a business office or front desk of a hotel. The purser's staff is a large one, and a number of young ladies are employed to help with the secretarial and clerical work. There is a bank for the exchange of currencies in use in the countries visited along our route. No matter what port you land in, you'll always be sure to have the right kind of money in your pocket after a visit here. In addition to the daily paper, this shop prints special notices, dozens of forms used on board ship, invitations for passengers' cocktail parties, and the menus used in the ship's restaurants each day. Let's have a look in the restaurants now. I'll introduce you to the head waiter.
Come right in. I've been expecting you. I've been checking over the dinner menu with a second waiter, and like all the meals served in the P&O Orient liners, this one promises to be a real adventure in eating.
Let's take a look at Canberra's first-class dining room. Notice the room is designed with 2 levels, a sunken area in the center, and a second level on either side. Although it's a large room, this arrangement gives a feeling of delightful intimacy. About half the stewards are Goanese, like this chap from India. Serving with P&O Orient Lines is a proud tradition in Goanese families. Many of the waiters and room stewards in the ships today can boast of having fathers, grandfathers, and even great-grandfathers who have made lifetime careers of sailing with P&O. This is Iberia's first-class dining room. Sampling new and different foods is one of the small adventures of traveling on our ships. For the evening meal, lights in the first-class restaurant on the Orsova are lowered, shedding a soft glow on linen, crystal, and silver service. Mood and proper setting add much to the enjoyment of fine food. Several of the ships have a special grill room where, for a small service charge, passengers can dine out while at sea. Food is prepared to individual order from a special galley, and the service is deluxe. The tourist class dining rooms are tastefully appointed with tables just the right size for conversation. While the menus are not quite as lavish as in first class, and there are not so many frills, the food is equal in both quality and quantity. Here is Arcadia's attractive tourist class restaurant set for tea. Tea at sea is taken to the accompaniment of a variety of cakes, pastries, and breads prepared daily. Meals for all passengers, both first class and tourist, are prepared in the same galley. Spotlessly clean and gleaming with stainless steel, the galleys are manned by expert chefs. The food is prepared not only for taste appeal, but for eye appeal as well. If you require a vegetarian or special diet, be sure to notify the company in advance of sailing to ensure that any special foods needed may be placed on board. If you are traveling with an infant, baby food is provided free of charge. Now that you've seen our dining rooms, let's see some of the other passenger facilities on our liners. We have our own public address system for tape music and special announcement of interest to the passengers. In the superliners Canberra and Oriana, there is an elaborate hi-fi center like this, as well as a closed-circuit television broadcasting station from which TV programs are piped to the public rooms and some first-class cabins. Our floating city boasts a barbershop where Junior can get a haircut or Dad can get the works. For Mother, a posh beauty salon where skilled operators can perform wonders for the sea-blown coiffure and give refreshing beauty treatments or a special makeup job for a gala night. In each of the ships, there is a gift shop that is a department store in miniature where you can buy almost anything from a candy bar or a tube of toothpaste to a mandarin coat or an imported camera. On an extended trip, laundry and pressing can be a real problem, but not if you travel by sea, and especially in P&O Orient Line ships. Modern laundry rooms like this, complete with electric irons, are located in convenient places in the ship for the passengers' use at no cost. These supplement the ship's regular laundry service. While we certainly hope that no one becomes ill while traveling with us, it is reassuring to know that if medical care should become necessary, it is readily available. Here is the ship's surgeon, who wants to show you around his department.
We are indeed proud of our medical facilities in our ships. In each ship, the medical staff consists of a surgeon, an assistant surgeon, and 2 trained nursing sisters.
Our ships also carry a trained pharmacist, a male hospital attendant, and 2 orderlies. This is one of the wards in our hospital. It is cheerful, quiet, and comfortable. In fact, one might almost think it's a passenger stateroom. Like any hospital ashore, we have a modern, well-equipped operating room where emergency surgery can be performed if necessary. All our ships are also equipped with X-ray facilities. We hope that your contacts with the ship's medical staff during your voyage will be purely social. But if you should have need of our professional services, you will receive the best of care.
I am Assistant Purser Merrick. First, I want to show you some of the public rooms in the various ships of the fleet, and then we'll see some of the cabins. This is Canberra's William Fawcett Room. Named after the first ship of the P&O line, it is the main tourist class lounge. P&O Orient Lines pioneered tourist class travel in the Pacific, and the attractive prices, combined with our traditionally fine service and appointments, make it immensely popular. The tourist class lounge in Arcadia is cheerful and roomy, with plenty of comfort in those deep leather chairs. Similarly, Orsova's tourist lounge is an inviting spot for visiting with newfound shipboard friends, or settling down with one of those books you've been intending to read.
The two superliners, Canberra and Oriana, each carry more passengers than any other ships afloat, but they make no compromise with comfort in doing so. The secret lies in the spacious public rooms, like Oriana's stern gallery, whose full-length windows wrap the stern in crystal, which gives a magnificent view of the ship's great widening wake that stretches behind her to the horizon. Adding to the tourist class spaciousness is this attractive sheltered promenade deck, equipped with contour-shaped deck chairs, great for napping or just sitting and watching the waves go by. It's not surprising to see a group like this on deck, for the informality of tourist travel makes it easy to meet and make new friends quickly. Oriana's tourist class bar, gay enough by day, becomes even gayer by night, as the colorful illuminated tabletops transform the room into a glamorous night spot. Not far away, the tourist class ballroom becomes the main center of evening activity with its endless round of special events, gala nights, and after-dinner dancing with music provided by the ship's dance band.
Hello, my name is Millyard, and I've been going to sea ever since I got out of school, so I'd say I know my cabins in these ships. Here is one of the lower class cabins.
The four-berth inside room in Arcadia. Not fancy, but it's clean, comfortable, and only $676 each person, round trip from the West Coast to Japan. It's also air-conditioned. While it does not have a bath attached, there are ample individual bathrooms located conveniently nearby. And that reminds me of another P&O Orient service to tourist passengers. The bath steward. His job is to draw your bath for you. Just let him know what time you want to bathe, and he'll have your bath ready for you at just the right temperature. Now we'll look at an outside four-berth cabin in Oronsay. This one has a porthole and an ocean view. The cabins in all the ships come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Here is a two-berth cabin in Oriana. It's an inside room without bath. And a three-berth room in the same price range in Oronsay. Each tourist room has a wash basin and a wardrobe for each occupant. This cabin can be yours to England via the South Pacific and Australia for just $900 each. A new feature in the superliners are the convertible cabins like this one in Oriana. It is shown here as an inside four-berth cabin without bath. This way it would cost $1,200 each for a trip around the world. Depending on the voyage requirements, it can be converted quickly and easily by the ship's crew into a two-berth cabin with bath. Then the fare would be $1,474 each for a round-the-world voyage. Another unique feature of the two superliners, Oriana and Canberra, are the court cabins. You might describe them as being halfway between an inside and an outside room. Located on a wider-than-usual corridor, or court, running athwart ships on either side of the ship, each court cabin has a window facing toward a large common window at the end of the corridor, through which one may see the sun and ocean.
Basically, all the ships are arranged pretty much alike, and the difference lies largely in the decor. For instance, all of the ships have a forward observation lounge. This one in Canberra is called the Crow's Nest. Here is Iberia's observation lounge. All of them have full-length windows across the forward end of the room so that one can look out over the bow of the ship at the sea ahead.
The two superliners have a cinema, or theater, for showing motion pictures. In the other ships, the ballroom serves as a cinema. The superliners also have a few special public rooms that are not found in the other ships. One such room is the Canberra's Crystal Room, which may be used for small private gatherings. Oriana has a similar room called the Red Carpet Room. In any ship, the main lounge is a popular gathering place. Here is the main lounge in the Orsova, where you'll always find a bit of conversation or a game of bridge. Displaying a different decor is the Iberia's lounge. The Princess Room is Oriana's first-class lounge. The forward end houses the ship's well-stocked library. Canberra's first-class lounge is called the Meridian Room. As in all ships, there is a service bar adjoining, and liquid refreshment is readily available. The deep leather chairs of Orsova's library create an atmosphere of a London club. The quiet elegance of Arcadia's writing room is calculated to create just the right mood for writing those postcards you have promised to send to your friends from the exotic ports on your journey. Tastefully furnished galleries such as this